Hello parents and students. This video is going to explain to you how to be able to go into any formatives that students have completed for science or social studies, and so they can go in and get those, any that have been left behind and not completed all the way, or if you even have errors where you completed something incorrect, where you can go in and make adjustments and fix those answers. So this is going to show you where you can go in and look for the assignments that have been submitted, or if there's still assignments that need to be submitted. When you go into this formative app, you go in through Clever, and that is this app right up here with the C. Once you get into Clever, you're going to want to log in by clicking on the lock. Once you log in, down here is going to be an automatic password that pops up that you can click on, and then you don't have to memorize the passwords. It'll log you in. Then you'll get into basically the home page of Clever. Since this is science and social studies information, you can also access formative through Mrs. Brown's page and Mrs. Farrell's as well. But we have my page here, D. Adams' page. You click on that, and then formative is the one that's called formative. Click on formative, and then it'll bring you to this home page in formative, and you'll see the language arts, the math, and social studies and science, all those different ones. We haven't had any social studies lessons yet, so you won't see a social studies app that comes up there, but there will be eventually. If you ever get this spinning wheel, one thing that really helps is you just hit this little curve button. It'll pop up, you can hit accept, and then it usually goes through pretty quickly then. Right here is our science class. As I said, math and language arts are there. Social studies will show up once we start getting some social studies lessons. When you tap on science, it brings right now up to a screen. Right here, you can see this student does not have any assignments that they did not turn in yet. So they have turned in all their assignments, because right up here it says to do formatives. So if they didn't complete any of that formative, have not submitted it yet, you'll see the list of them here. You also, it's important to check the submitted ones. So if you hit submitted, you can notice that even if a student has submitted it but did not answer it fully and did not get the correct answers, it has 0%, 0 out of 10. Well, that's obviously not the score that you want. And this is just a sample video, so it's not that the student did not finish it yet. We're still working on it. But if you see that, you can actually go in and make adjustments to any of the formatives. The only ones you cannot change, and it's a final score, is if it's a test. And in the title, it'll actually say test or assessment if it's a test or assessment. Otherwise, it's a class assignment, and you can make adjustments to it. So I'll tap on this day one force. And any of these red dots that you see at the top, those are ones where you know that they either were not answered at all or answered incorrectly. Red, yellow, orange, anything like that is something that is incorrect and has you have the potential to go in and improve your score and make adjustments. That's always going to help you out. If I see students putting in the effort and changing these red, yellow, and orange dots to green by making them correct answers, and yes, they may get help at home to change those answers, that just shows that you're putting in the effort, and it will improve your score. So we'll go to number one, and if you tap on any of these, it'll jump you right to the question. So if I jump on to number one, for example, it'll show you where we have some wrong, some incorrect and correct answers. So you can then make the changes by tapping on the little buttons there and adjusting it. And if you hit the X, you can move some of those out. So you can make your changes. Now, if I go to number two, for example, those are multiple choices, and it does help you with some of the correct answers on some of them as well. So it is just to get you to get in there, make some adjustments, learn from your mistakes, so then you do not make the mistakes on the assessments. As I said, as of now, there are no assignments in there, but it's always important to continue to check throughout the year and just check your submitted, make sure that there's no red dots, try to get them all to 100%, make them not be red, orange, or yellow. And also, as I said before, if we look back here, if there's anything underneath this section that says to do formatives, if they're in this section, then they were not even started and they should be worked on and tried to be completed. So submitted, ones that they submitted, and you could change the adjustment on the score. And then over here, these are ones that if there's nothing done, then we kind of fell behind in class there, or maybe you were absent a day, and you can get caught up on those assignments. If you have any questions, please send an email. Also, I know that you might notice on the homework that it also says seesaws. So when you're inside of a seesaw, same thing, it's seesaw. You get into Seesaw, there's activities right here. If you tap on activities, anything that's listed down in these areas are things that are not submitted and not completed. Now, for our students, we do tell them if something keeps getting sent back to them, then that means that the reason it is getting sent back is either you did something incorrectly, or you need to fix it, or you just submitted it without answering it. So if it keeps getting moved back, you need to read the notes that are posted for you on making the adjustment and fix whatever mistakes you had on that assignment. After a certain due date, those assignments get closed out, and then if you didn't complete it, the grade that you got on it is the grade that stays. Those are the things that you need to do, and there are, in this activities in Seesaw, there'll be language arts, math, science, and social studies, all subject areas. But you want to make sure you stay on top of all your assignments that you get and complete anything that you see that is showing up as incomplete. There is no official science or social studies homework. It's all based on assignments that were not completed during the classroom time that need to be made up. So then there's not other times during independent time that they have to finish those. And like I said, any questions, feel free to email me, message through Seesaw, and we'll get back to you and help you out. Thank you very much. Do your best. We'll have a great year. Bye.